precision phonics application that I've built for myself to help me and my colleagues better deliver one-to-one phonics intervention. It's an online tool that allows me to deliver that one-to-one lesson much more easily and not having to rely on sourcing resources and organizing lots of different bits of paper. So I'll show you how it works. Here on the website, I need to choose a class. And then once I've chosen a class, pupils in that class will load here. And once I've chosen a pupil, there's going to be lots of information loaded onto this particular page related to that pupil's progress and the information that has been collated every time they've completed a session. But for now, I'm just going to show you how you can use this application to deliver that one-to-one phonics intervention lesson. So once I've selected a pupil, I can click on Speed Sound Lesson. Once I've done that, the page will relocate down here, and I can choose a set 2 sound or a set 3 sound. I'm going to choose this A sound to revise. If I click on that, the lesson will launch, and all that's going to happen is it's going to replicate that one-to-one lesson that you would normally do using all your resources. So the first part of the lesson, you'll go through all the sounds in that set 2 pack, and what you're doing as the teacher, you're going to assess them. When they see the sound, if they can decode it really quickly and confidently, without much hesitation, you choose the blue button. That means they've got it. If, however, you have to intervene, you have to give them support, you have to tell them and remind them what this sound is, then choose the yellow button. That means they haven't got it. And if they hesitate for a moment, but then get it and are able to recall it, or perhaps they incorrectly identify it, but then self-correct, so it's somewhere in between, then select this grey button. And then you can go through all of these set 2 sounds, and they can have a go at decoding them. And these set 2 sounds and the set 3 sounds are always in a random order. Eventually, after all the set 2 sounds have appeared, you'll be presented with the next part of the lesson. But if you don't want to go through all the sounds, you can click up here on the Skip Speed Sounds button. And what that'll do is it will just forward the lesson along, and it'll present you with the word cards next. And here we go. I've got through all the sound cards. Now I'm onto the words. And again, the same principle. They look at the word. If they can read it confidently and quickly, without hesitation, without sounding it out, then you click the blue button. If they really are not sure, if you have to intervene and help them, support them, then that's the yellow button. If it's somewhere in between, if they're sounding out loud and then blending correctly, then you can hit the grey button. And again, you can go through all of these words if you want to, or if you want to skip them, you can do. If you click on skip, it's just going to move that lesson along, and here onto the multisyllabic words. It's the same thing again. If they can read it quickly, confidently, click the blue button. If they're really having problems decoding it, if you're having to step in and support them, then select the yellow button. And eventually, after the multisyllabic words, you'll be presented with these nonsense words. And here, let me just explain something else to you. Once this nonsense word and any other word appears in this program, a timer is started. And the timer is going to stop once you've selected one of these buttons. So for every single word and sound that they are decoding, they're going to get your teacher assessment, whether they've got it, whether they haven't, or whether they're somewhere in between. And you're also going to be able to see how fast they're able to decode it, or how long it takes for them to decode it or have a think about it. So when you're using this application, you need to be pressing the buttons as they decode it to make sure that that time information that we'll be able to see later is reasonably accurate. You can go through all these nonsense words should you wish to, or alternatively, you can click on Finish Session. Once you've clicked on that, the information will be saved to the database and you can click on Back Home. And that's essentially it. That is how you can use this resource to deliver that one-to-one phonics session without having to get loads of resources, and you can do this anywhere so long as you're connected to the internet.